I'm not a chef, but I'm gonna show you how to smoke a turkey the right way. We got a nice sized butterball bird. It's about 15, 16, 17, 18, I don't know. It's a big bird. Let's smoke it. All right, so our bird is all clean. Now it's time to start preparing it. First thing we're gonna do is spatchcock cut it. Now, if you don't wanna do that, you wanna season your bird and throw it in the smoker like that, by all means, go ahead and do it. Today, we're gonna spatchcock this baby. Let's get it. All right, so we've cut the spine out. Let's flip it over. Now we have to break the breastbone so it lays flat. That was so satisfying. All right, now it's time to season it up. All right, the first thing we're gonna do is take these 2 sticks of butter, which I compounded with some Mrs. Dash garlic and herb. We're gonna stick it underneath the skin. It's gonna keep all this meat nice and juicy during the cook. All right, here we go. Let's put our compounded butter underneath the skin. Now, what you can do is stick your finger and also stick a little butter knife right underneath. All right, so what you want to be able to do is get your hand all the way underneath that skin like I can do here. So let's just go ahead and put some of our compounded butter, stuff it all the way down. We're going to cover the whole breast. Remember, this is going to add so much flavor and so much juiciness to this breast meat, which is easily dries out during most cooks, but we're going to keep it nice and juicy. Now we're going to do all parts of this, so we're going to also put it underneath the skin on the legs. We're not going to discriminate. We want this whole bird to be nice and juicy and full of flavor. All right, now it's time to inject our bird with this marinade. This is one of my favorites. Just make sure you shake it up so everything gets mixed in evenly. And we're going to inject this all throughout this bird. Now, I inject people for a living, so this is very rewarding for me, and I can't wait to get started. Let's do it. Here we go. It's like another day at the office for me, only it's a bird instead of a human being. We're not going to spare any of this marinade. This whole bottle is going into this bird. All right, so now it's time for the last step of the seasoning. We got some Traeger rub right here. This is what we're going to use to season this bird. And listen, we're gonna be liberal with this seasoning. This is a big bird, so we're gonna be heavy-handed with the seasoning, making sure we cover all parts of this bird. You wanna make sure you get this seasoning in all the little spaces, all the creases, all the cracks right up in there. Make sure you get it right up in here in this wing. Both of those wings are heavily seasoned. You want it to look like that. Make sure you get that leg. All right, we're looking good here. All right, so this is the finished product. Once it's all seasoned up, it should look like this. Now we're gonna put it on the smoker, 225 degrees on super smoke until the internal temperature of the breast is 165 degrees. Now we wait. Every 30 minutes, we're gonna come out and spray our turkey with this 1-to-1 mixture of apple juice and water. Let's go. This is going to keep that skin nice and moist and not dry out. So with our smoked turkey, we're going to have some sweet potato souffle and some homemade cornbread stuffing. Let's start the mixture for our cornbread stuffing. Onions and green pepper, a good amount of garlic, Italian sausage. All right, we're going to mix this all down and then we'll add it to the cornbread. While this is cooking, let's go ahead and break down our cornbread. Follow me. We're gonna just go ahead and dump our cornbread into the bowl, break it up in big pieces so it fits in there nice, and then we're gonna go ahead and break it up some more. All right, now what we need to add is some broth to make this moist. So we're gonna go get our broth, add it to the mix. Here's our chicken broth we're gonna add. We're also gonna melt down a stick of butter to add to this as well. All right, at this point, we want to add our seasonings to our cornbread stuffing. So you need sage, main ingredient for this. And we're also going to add some Cajun seasoning. Here we go. Let's continue to mix it up. And as you need, you can add the broth. You want to make sure the consistency is correct. So we're going to add a little bit of broth right now, and I'll show you how it should look when we're all said and done. You want this to be nice and moist because it is going to go in the oven 40 minutes. 20 minutes covered, 20 minutes uncovered on 325. All right, our meat should be just about done. So we're going to go grab that and add it to this mixture. Our meat is done. Let's go ahead and add it to the cornbread. All right, this looks good, folks. Let's go ahead and put it in the pan. It'll go in the oven on 325. 20 minutes covered, 20 minutes uncovered, done. We're gonna get all of this. We're not leaving any behind. Smooth it out in your pan. Let's get back to those sweet potatoes. I just took my 3 large sweet potatoes out the oven. I peeled them and put them in this bowl. Let's add the rest of the ingredients for the sweet potato souffle. Starting off with our dry ingredients, 1 teaspoon of cinnamon, a pinch of salt, 3 nice spoonfuls of brown sugar, a teaspoon of vanilla extract, a can of evaporated milk, 2 eggs already beaten, last but not least, a stick and a half of butter. Now we're going to mix all these ingredients together so everything is combined. By the way, full disclosure, this is my beautiful wife's recipe. She gets all the credit for how good this is going to taste. So now we're going to put all of this mixture into this pan and pop it in the oven on 350, cover it for 30 minutes. After that, we're going to uncover it, layer it with some marshmallows on top, and cook it uncovered until it's golden brown. It's going to be delicious. Now, when you put those marshmallows on top, make sure you watch it carefully so it doesn't burn. And again, we getting all of this out of here. All right, let's layer it in the pan. Let's cover it up, pop it in the oven. All right, so I've taken the cornbread stuffing out of the oven. I'm just gonna give it a quick little mix like this. That's all, nothing too special. And we're gonna pop it back in the oven uncovered. Our sweet potato souffle is almost done. Down to the last step, we're gonna layer it with some marshmallows and put it back in the oven and let it brown. As soon as the marshmallows get golden brown, you can take it out, it's done. So this is how you want your sweet potato souffle to look. It's covered in marshmallows. We're gonna put it back in the oven.
With the oak tree, whose bark is correct. Andre, WNBA.